What's up, you guys? My name is Justin K, and I make videos. So what brought you guys to my channel? Well, probably due to the fact that you like music. Am I right? You like music, right? So I'm going to cover everything and all kinds of music. I've got a huge selection of albums that I'm going to talk about. I'm not going to really review them. I'm going to kind of recommend them. I'm going to recommend albums to you guys. And every week or every day, any type of video that goes out, I'm going to go ahead and throw them out there with different genres. There's no specific genre. I like everything. I particularly like metal, but I like everything. So the first album, we're going to go with this one. Bam, right there. I don't know if you can see it. It's got a price tag on of 95 cents. I actually buy all my albums from Rasputin, and the reasoning why is because every now and then they have these sales for 10 cents a CD, and a lot of people are just passing these albums by like they're crap. To be honest with you, most, like probably 85%, which is, it's a lot of percentage that's not good, but 85% of my albums are actually pretty decent, and you guys will check them out. And I definitely, almost every single album that I'm going to talk about is going to be on Spotify or maybe even YouTube. You just have to look it up, and then you can possibly buy it on iTunes as well. I generally try to use Spotify just because I have a membership. So like I said, guys, Falling Cycle. These guys are a Christian metalcore band. And and by the way, before I get started, also just want to throw out there that religion is not a factor in anything. If the music's good, the music is good. If you happen to be a Christian band or a Christian artist, that's cool. If you happen to be a Jewish artist or any type of religion, it does not matter. As long as, to me, the music is good, that's great. You could be preaching to me and I probably wouldn't even know it because I'm just paying attention to what the music sounds like. Falling Cycle, their album, The Conflict. I actually picked this up for 10 cents at Rasputin. Sorry, guys, if you guys are watching. Well, you probably are not, because this is a one-off band. And what do I mean about a one-off band is pretty much a band that put one album out and then they were done. Just had nothing else. Honestly, I feel like this band was ridiculed when they first came out for trying to rip off the sounds of like As I Lay Dying and Darkest Hour. But you know what? Bands are consistently putting out new music that sounds like other stuff. It's all been done. Now, the way you stylize it and do it yourself, that definitely will make up for stealing or quote unquote copying somebody else's other music. The band was just plagued, I guess, from the start because it had almost a full rework of the whole entire band. All but the drummer, I believe, is the original member, I think. I believe the drummer stayed all the way out to the end, which wasn't very much. I think it was like 1999 to 2002. So for the album, The Conflict, it being their only album that these guys have produced, it's actually a heavy hitting album. It's your typical metalcore, and by typical is not a bad thing. There's a lot of bands that put out albums that are a typical sound for that genre but are still really good. This band, they put out a typical metalcore album. There's no singing in the album really, except for like a yell type voice that in my opinion isn't the greatest. It kind of sounds like the guy's not even trying. He's like, oh no. There's no shortage of breakdowns. If you have a true metalcore album or a metal album, more of the harder hitting albums, there's no shortage ever in any song of breakdowns. Almost every single song on this track has a breakdown. In fact, I think every single song on this 12 song album has a breakdown. The album was released in 2002 by Face Down Records. Face Down Records has a pretty decent track record in my opinion, for producing albums. Not very many albums come out of there crap, and that's saying something. The album is actually pretty solid. I do want to point out, though, that on song number 6, I think it's called A Broken Glass, there's a part in this song where the guy screams. No, let me take that back. The guy bellows out, kind of sounds like kind of like this. Woo! But in not as good as I did it. It's super funny. It kind of took me by surprise, actually. It's almost like cattle decapitation when the guy screams and he's just like, ah! Like some shit like that. And it just takes you by surprise, something you weren't ready for. Your human ears were not ready for it. The band keeps up the tempo and the style consistently throughout the whole album, which is good. Not too many instrumental tracks, and I think there's like maybe 2 besides the intro. But other than that, they're real short. I think 2 minutes and 30 seconds at the max combined. But other than that, it's very consistent. Would I recommend this album to another metal freak like me? Probably. I honestly put it in my library for my Spotify account, and it's obviously I have the album. If you can find this album at Rasputin, or maybe even just get it off of your Spotify or iTunes or something, I suggest it because it's pretty solid throughout, and it's really decent. There's nothing really besides that scream and the yelling. There's nothing else really that I can say kind of takes me away from this album. I'm trying to think of what I can compare it to, really. Like earlier, I kind of compared it to, other people compare it to As I Lay Dying and Darkest Hour. Honestly, Darkest Hour is probably the closest. So if you're a big Darkest Hour fan, I really highly suggest getting this album. One of the members, I believe, left and joined Cyanide Beach, I believe. And I want to say, yes, it was Sean Durham. Sean Durham, who the guitar player is now in Cyanide Beach. I believe he's still in Cyanide Beach. Could be an old one. But that band is actually really freaking decent too. So, but anyways, guys, yeah, the album, it is Falling Cycle, or it's The Conflict by Falling Cycle. And let's get that in there a little bit. Ignore my little 95-cent tag. Sorry, guys. It's worth the 90. I mean, it's worth more than 95 cents, I guess. All right, you guys, my name is Justin K, and I'm so thankful that you guys came by my channel and checked out my video. This is the first video for the channel, and I'm super excited. Let me know how I did in the comments below, and if music is an interest to you, hit that sub button. And don't forget to hit that like button on this video. Let's get these likes up. That being said, 50 likes. I want to just throw that out there. It was my first video. 50 likes. That's all I'm asking for. 50. Meh. Nobody. I probably only get like 10. But like I said, guys, thank you very much and have a good day.